Hello, dear seekers of light and truth. This is part 8 of a series of videos that have been focused upon the deceptions of John Newbrough regarding the New Age Bible of Oahspe. He published it in 1882 and he changed the original text. This has been proven in previous videos, and today's videos is focusing on more false gods promoted in Saphah. Oahspe is very much against worshiping the ancients or honoring the ancients, false gods, and it doesn't make any sense, but that's what Masons do. That's what John Newbrough was. They feel like it makes them the chosen one or something. The more false gods and the more different weird religions in their symbolism you can co-opt, the more powerful and wonderful you are, which is absolutely false. Oahspe is against all of this, of course, and which makes it all the more tragic. And the fact that there's been plenty of terrible things. Okay, part 1, Newbrough gives 5 different conflicting false accounts, proving he lied about how he channeled it. Part 2, he gives more conflicting accounts about how he went through the purification, where he says he was prepared to channel Oahspe. Part 3, canceled the original publication because he wasn't Masonic enough for him. Part 4, suppressed over 80 pages of original channel Oahspe. Part 5, put in a lot of poisonous, demonic, horrifying, sexual content in Saphah especially. Part 6, more of the same. Part 7, it was focused on the false god Osiris, whom the Masons really adore. And then part 8 today is going to be other false gods. Here's one from the ceremonies of the Sun degree. The false god Hongxi is very violent, and Masonic rites do have these kind of things as you go to the higher levels, and children are sacrificed and so on. Anyway, buried alive, be pierced with swords or other weapons. You can be burned alive. And the Masonic symbols are there. There's the trowel, there's the L ruler, and there's other symbols there too. The hands, the snakes, skulls, crossbones. It's all very horrifying and makes you feel bad. This is not what Oahspe is about at all. No angels ever channeled this. It's a hoax, but people believe it because Newbrough conned everybody. He said he channeled it and he didn't, so he could put this crap in here. And I'm sure dark spirits inspired him to put this stuff in it to make Oahspe less popular and to help him form the cult that he wanted to form around the Masonic style stuff of enslavement. Okay, here's some verses from that. I am in the keeping of Hongxi, Savior man. Who was Hongxi? The only begotten Son of the Unseen. He was the incarnate and spiritual Son of the All Light of Heaven and Earth, born of the Virgin Me, who was descended from the far-off star Tristia. Sounds like a bunch of garbage because it is a bunch of garbage. By the way, pause this. I'm not going to be able to read everything. I'm trying to keep each slide to 1 minute. So just pause it and read the other parts in here, which only confirms more about what I'm saying. But anyway, it's all about being tortured. And this is not what the Faithist Path is. This is not what Oahspe is about. But it's in there. It's not historical. It's not wonderful. It doesn't help anyone become a better person. It scares people away. It's satanic because that's in those kind of secret societies. That's the kind of thing that goes on. Okay, great for them. Terrible for a New Age path that's supposed to be freeing men's minds from darkness and cruelty. Okay, this is interesting. I've always wondered about this image that was placed in the Book of Judgment, I believe. It was called Ga, and then finally I realized in this Sun degree they refer to Ga, another name for Hongxi. Again, worshiping a man-shaped person is not what Oahspe is about. There's no reason for this to be in it. It goes against what Oahspe says. The Creator is universal, all light, ever-present, all highest, totally the same Creator for all persons ever on this world and all worlds. And to make it in the shape of a man is total blasphemy against what Oahspe stands for. So Newbrough, what's he doing? It's because his mind is possessed by the Masonic philosophies and the Masonic spirits, and it's a big mess. Okay, again, you can read this. It's just more of the crap, and there's an angel messenger of his called Oahspe, another false god. There's no gods like this anywhere, okay? It was just made up by Newbrough, okay? Because he can do it. Everyone was so impressed with Oahspe. It's like, so all these passages are really great. That means everything is true in Oahspe. No, it doesn't. You have to like pick and choose. But there's really a big contrast between Oahspe and these ideas. This has nothing to do with Oahspe. Oahspe teaches people to be gentle, loving, kind, to work for the poor, and to help people. This is not about that at all. It's about, crap. I mean, worshiping false gods, honoring them. Some people, okay, again, please read this. This is more about the false gods. Lots of gore. It has no place in Oahspe. There's some who defend this dumbly by saying that, oh, it's historical and therefore it's of value. No, it's not of value. It's not of value to anybody. Oahspe even states, just move on. Let it go. Don't go back to the ancients for this kind of crap. The Creator is living and ever present. And you want the Creator to be like the inspiration for all you do in your life. You don't want to be studying all these. There's thousands of these detailed images in Oahspe, and people have made rites out of them. I've seen the Kosmon Church, the stuff they don't show everyone, I will show you that at some point in these videos. I've got videos of them doing and honoring these strange gods. It's like a big collage. It's like a gumbo of satanic and dark occult images. Okay, more false gods. 3 in one plate, the plate of VIII. You got people half animal, half human. That's not the message. We don't want to be animalistic. And those images below them, a lot of them are very violent in meaning and sexual. I've covered this in other videos, but it's not something that should be presented to the world. And these kind of images connect people to the lower hellish realms, the Masonic especially, and other secret societies of witchcraft and satanic power. And that's not what we want. I'm not saying if you look at these images you're going to hell or you're going to be possessed by spirits. No, but the more you do so, the more it happens. And if nothing else, these false gods will, in this crap, it looks so stupid and scary, it turns people away. You look at this, you're not going to read the rest of the book. I mean, it's in the book. It's right in the darn center of the book. People open the book, look at these images and go, wow, this is really bad. And here's more plates. These star constellations, I've got some newspaper reports where people saw these particular plates on the ceiling of the Temple of Jehovah, which Newbrough started in Shalom. He built the Temple of Jehovah. And think about it. I mean, okay, you're going to worship Jehovah. This is not Jehovah. These are two false gods, okay? Ta and Ba. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. So much Newbrough did was just totally against what Oahspe states. We don't worship animals. We don't worship half animal, half human demons. We don't. False gods. We don't do that. No one's supposed to do that. The Creator's within you. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. You've got all the inspiration you need inside the Creator. That's what Oahspe really teaches. This is teaching the opposite. It's really horrifying that this happened at all. But, I mean, what are you going to do? It's a darn shame. But this is the point of all these videos. We need to cleanse the book of Oahspe of all this crap and all those different cults that started because of this, where there are priests and so on, rabbis, which are not supposed to be around anymore, according to Oahspe. Everyone is equal, and we have the Creator to have direct inspiration with. That's the way it's supposed to go, okay? So anyway, this is the effort to clean this up. Okay, let me read one passage here. Neither shall man be bound more by the doctrines of this God or that God, or by this Savior or that Savior, nor by any of the ancient books, nor by the inspirations of the olden times. But he shall know how to obtain inspirations from my gods and my heavens for his own good and for his own wisdom. By my gods, he's referring to higher angels. Okay, Not that we worship the angels. We don't. We don't do that. Oahspe warns against that too. They're simply like the executives who work to help uplift the world, and so that people can be more free, more prosperous, more healthy. Okay, Book of Judgment, more words. I think I should read it. Now behold, these ascetics labor for themselves in these foolish proceedings, such as in the Book of Saphah. They do not these things in order to ameliorate the condition of their neighbors. Yeah, they're trying to get out of trying to help people by doing all these strange rituals. Neither have they shown in a single instance where a benefit resulted in the state of, in consequence of their practices. In fact, it's the opposite. They hurt people by connecting them to the lower realms. They call their initiations sacred, but I declare unto thee, they are blasphemy against Jehovah. That is all that's in the Book of Saphah as far as the rites go. They are as a snare from the imprisonment of the mind and the soul, and after death these people are prevented by their duty masters from entering heavenly places of resurrection, becoming instead slaves in the S-world. So, you know, when you perform these rites, when you honor these symbols, when you think well of the Book of Saphah, you're connecting yourself to the lower spirits, and that's where you'll go. Again, I'm not saying you look at these things for an instant and you're damned for all time. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying let's get rid of them so that there's no danger of this happening. Okay, Book of Saphah, you've got a double-headed monster with breasts and weapons to kill people with, a sword and an arrow. And this is the false god Isis. Again, this is from the Egyptian traditions. There were false gods. I mean, these are just basically bad, powerful spirits that want to make everyone their slave. And why should we honor them? Why? What? That's the opposite. And they killed a lot of true faithists who worship the Creator. So what's the point? The point is, this is what the Masons think is important. You can go on Facebook and find them still talking about these false gods as if they're like, wow, cool, wonderful. This is how we're going to become more spiritual and a better person. Complete crap. No, that's not. You don't become a better person by studying and honoring these false gods and strange things. And here's a very popular, but still terrible. You've got Mithra, okay? Mithra, sometimes a man, sometimes a woman, from the sun. You see the golden triangle in the back of the Masons with the all-seeing eye. Always a terrible thing to see. And anyway, they have sorts of weird ideas. The weeping woman, every time it changes, it's just this collage of really weird, strange things. And they think because they can make a statue and make some beautiful art that makes it true or wonderful. But no, it's not. That's not true. So any of you artists out there who are making symbols like this, you're not helping the world. You're building bondage for the mind. Don't make them beautiful. That doesn't make it right. The Creator is our inspiration. Go inside. Pray to the Creator. Be inspired by the Creator. Attune to the Creator, the universe, and all the beautiful nature that goes with it, okay? That's what we should be focused on. Okay, so anyway, here's another. This is from Oahspe. This is from the Masons, I'm sorry. But if you ever, so this just proves the Masons were into Isis and to Osiris, and it's a horrible story about him being chopped up into pieces and then thrown into the river and being brought back to life. And it's just Holcomb. I mean, why this bloody horrible story? Go ahead and read it. And it's like, why? It doesn't make anyone feel better. You feel terrible. It's all gore, and the Creator is peace, serenity, beauty, love. This is not that. Chopping people into pieces has nothing to do with this. But this is what the Masons think's cool. They think it makes them. They think it's a kind of sacred power that they're developing by studying these things, which is the furthest thing from the truth. It just binds you into hell. And that's what NEWBROUGH was, 33rd level, highest degree in the Masons, and that's what he brought to Oahspe. And there are passages, of course, the whole rites devoted to Isis and Osiris and Saphah. And here's Mithra, which also has passages in Oahspe, and it's the sun god. It's the same one we saw. This time it looks more like a man rather than the Virgin Mary. And there are rites from the Kosmon Church. I have a video which which are on my channel, which you can see them, mentioning Mary and Mithra, other satanic witchcraft stuff. Well, anyway, a cow being stabbed bloodily, oh wow. There's nothing great about that. The Masons think they're really cool. Uh, they think the wisdom and strength and beauty of the Almighty Creator is in these sacred pages. That looks really, so you think this guy stabbing a bull to death with a sword, you think that's sacred? And but that's what Mithra is. It's just a bunch of weird stuff. And they keep recycling the same lies, okay? Born of a virgin, had 12 disciples, performed miracles. That's Mithra. And of course, the Christian church would co-opt these two, and the Masons co-opt everything, no matter where it comes from. They just see some kind of a universal truth path. Call it the ancient mysteries. Albert Pike, the incredibly racist founder of I guess you could say the modern Freemasonry, said that Mithraism and Freemason are kind of like one and the same, and they're cool and wonderful, but that's not the case. It's just garbage. And Newbrough was a contemporary of Albert Pike, and as a Mason, they're basically, they sworn a vow to promote these ideas, and maybe not on the surface, they'll try to hide what they're doing, and that's what Newbrough did when he put all that crap into Saphah in details and so on. Anyway, it's complete idolatry, complete contradiction to what Oahspe has taught, is teaching in his pages. I mean, the false gods are terrible. They did bad things. They made people slaves in the heavens, and many modern religions have done this. There's been some reformation since then, but it's bad. So anyway, it's just a shame this is in Oahspe as well. I mean, this picture's not in Oahspe, but they have they honor the Mithraic worship in Oahspe, and you'll see it there. It's in this video. If you pause the video at any point, you can read. I can't read all the text because I don't want to like drag this all out. I just want you to read what you want to read, but if you just want the basic message, that's why I'm speaking over all of this, okay? But Oahspe is here to free minds, not to push them towards bean counting every ancient symbol. Okay, now we go to Anubis, and you can see how closely the Oahspe on the right image matches what is historical. Newbrough claims that the angels told him to put Egyptian rites into it, Oahspe, and he bragged in the early days of when he was proclaiming himself as the false prophet of Oahspe. They had these Egyptian rites, and he claimed they're the greatest things that ever hit the world. I mean, literally, he said that. The newspapers reported it. And it basically just scared people away, like, what the heck is going on here? And it's because they can't see who they are. He's blind to what he's doing. Newbrough was blind to what he was doing. And he did some bad things, which we'll get into after this on the next video. But anyway, this is not what the angels wanted. This is not what the Creator wanted. So anyway, Newbrough lied that this happened, that it was the angels, but it wasn't. It was just dark spirits from the lower realms. Call them Mason, or call them many different witchcraft and satanic groups that are aligned with them. So anyway, Anubis, it's in Oahspe, and it's in the Masons. Look on this page, you'll see the Egyptian mysteries. Anubis shares the honors which are paid to Osiris and Isis. Wonderful, huh? The three lesser lights. Still lights to them, it's darkness. But anyway, Anubis, there's a whole rite. This is from the Book of Wars. And obviously the wars were the false gods trying to kill all the true faiths to Jehovah. And again, they speak, the actual Mason writers write glowingly of Osiris and Anubis and Isis. Again, just read the words on this page. It takes too long to read the whole thing by myself. Well, this is from Oahspe, and it's got Anubis, and it's very violent, and it's talking about being killed if you don't stay true. That's kind of how the Masons roll. As you go up their 33 levels, there's more weapons and so on shown, because they basically want to scare everyone to, keeping their place and being supportive to never leave the Masonic path, or you're going to be killed, basically. Anyway, this is from Saphah, You can read it. It doesn't make you feel better. Okay? And then I will never reveal any of the secrets or mysteries that I received within this chamber. Again, that's a Masonic thing. It's like, if you reveal anything, you're going to get killed. And there were certainly passwords and so on. NEWBROUGH even says he used these rites and had passwords which were secret so that no one could join unless they knew the passwords. Okay, he even has the hubris to say here that the Algonquin tribes of America have the same as the Egyptian, okay, which is total crap. I mean, the Native Americans worship the Great Spirit. This gets me angry. I'm partly Native American, so that's kind of like the draw card. A lot of the false Oahspe faithists try to pull them off. If they can just make if they're trying to make some wild claim, they just say, well, the Native Americans did it, and so it makes it okay. I mean, I believe the Native Americans worship the Creator in the truest fashion. At least many of them did. I'm not saying everyone, but certainly so many did worship the Great Spirit directly as they were supposed to, and as we are supposed to. Okay, but anyway, Oahspe does have a lot of inspiring passages. This one about judgment, from judgment, is very inspiring. It's calling for you to work for the good of others, and it certainly is the truth. We must love our neighbor as ourselves. We must work for the good of others with all our might, and that means the poor. And it's not easy to do, but that's why these religions and cults and secret societies have all these strange things going on. They don't want you to think about helping the world. They want you to think about, paying attention to all the strange symbols and false gods and be able to study that information. But really, that's not going to help anybody, is it? And especially when it's violent and vulgar and puts the false god between you and direct communication with the Creator, puts the priest between you and the direct communication Creator, which is the most important thing. So basically I've said I'm not going to stand for this. I don't think anybody who's a true faithist in Jehovah or a true Oahspean faithist should accept Saphah. I agree there's a few passages that were from the original channeling and you could keep them in. It's not a problem. But most of it, the rest of it's toxic to the core. And no one should accept these false gods in here. It's the exact opposite what we should be focused on. And it certainly scared people away. They always deny that it did. But I showed this book to like 30 people, family and friends, when I was like 13, when I was a teenager, 15 years old. All of them pointed at stuff, said, this is witchcraft. This is the devil. And they wouldn't read anymore. Okay? So this is this darkness that NEWBROUGH inserted falsely into Oahspe, really kept it from becoming a groundbreaking work for the resurrection of the world. That's a great crime. That's not just a small thing. Anyway, Book of Judgment, I am not an apologizer for ancient revelations, nor have anything in common with what is past, neither doctrines, nor sacred books, nor the gods, nor lords, nor saviors, or anything before me. That is in Oahspe. That is exactly what Saphah isn't, okay? Saphah contradicts this great truth, and it's really a disgrace to have it in there. And because so many readers, faithful readers, good people, gentle people, they just say, well, whatever, but it does matter. It matters. We shouldn't be connected to false gods and lies. Oahspe should not be tainted with this toxic stuff. It needs to be published again without the bad text in that NEWBROUGH put it in. I have software that has proven that he actually did write this himself. That's in an earlier video too. So anyway, those are more false gods. From now on, from this point on, I'm going to go directly into NEWBROUgh's life and his dealings as a false prophet, remasquerade as the channeler of Oahspe and as the chosen leader of the Oahspe movement. And in the meantime, I do wish very positive things, love, happiness, and many blessings of sacredness into all. May the Creator bless all of us and unite us all. Thank you. Hello, dear seekers of light and truth.